welcome. It's Marco from Unexpected Italian. Today we will cook together the authentic Bolognese sauce. So what we call ragù is a ragù sauce made in Bologna, okay? And we prepare all the ingredients. So we have beef, we have carrots, celery, and onions. Okay, so these are the three first ingredients we will use. Okay, first put oil instead of our pot here. We warm up and we put the onions. We get the onions, to get a little bit more goldenish. Then we add celery. Let's do a little bit more. Maybe a little bit more onions. I like it. Okay, give a little bit more flavor. So to make the authentic ragù sauce, it takes time. Normally, when we do it at home, we consider 4 to 5 hours. It's a long process because, as you will say later, we need all the ingredients to melt together. So later on, we will add the tomato that has to absorb into the meat. So we will use wine, of course. That's why we have wine here, but also because we like to enjoy very good wine when we cook. Okay. So first of all, cheers to Vietnam, for you as well.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Cheers.
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 Evviva, salute.
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 Very good wine from Lazio. This is a blend of Cabernet, Sauvignon and Merlot. We like to keep the wine when we cook, just a glass, just a little sip to enjoy when you cook, to make it more relaxing. Then we have good music. So when you do ragù sauce, you don't have to be in a hurry. It takes time, but at the end we see the results. It will be really enjoyable. So we have all the ingredients ready. Later on we will cook tagliatelle. Tagliatelle is a special pasta that we do handmade in Italy. We will explain you better later on. But tagliatelles are like flat noodles that cook very quickly and normally absorb the sauce very well. So we don't use spaghetti like most of the world use. But anyway, we will go back to this later on. So our vegetables are cooking. Beautiful smell coming up here. What do you think? We are in the right direction? Have a look.
It's plenty of aroma that is mixing, so it's really attractive because of the onions, the celery, the carrot, and the extra virgin oil that they put inside. That's beautiful. Very good. Combined with the wine, it's perfect matching. So you cherish this flavor and became a unique Italian journey. So you are going where? In which region? Is in the north and center, because ragù is from Bologna, Bolognese. So that's why Marco was telling us we are usually to say that we are preparing tagliatelle instead of spaghetti. You see, spaghetti, as you know, and tagliatelle. So, and that's why, because tagliatelle is taking now a opening. It's taken in is really rough, like this scraping, and is attaching the ragù naturally. So when you are melting, you are getting in a really perfect combination with the eggs inside this pasta. So tagliatelle is perfect, I love it.
That's what we love. Authentic, okay?
Then we launch in the water later on.
Later on. Now we have to wait for the sauce to be ready. Each time, you see, it's getting creamy. So the vegetables are cooked now, so creamy, tasty, very lot of flavor. So we put the meat inside. Try to have it chopped very thin because we like the ragù sauce made very, very thin, and so you will benefit when you use it on the pasta. Okay, so this is a wonderful Wagyu beef. So we are having top quality beef. So now we have to make sure that the beef get cooked, So we have to slowly turn our spoon and get it cooked. Today we are doing with beef only, but if you want to give it a little bit more flavor, you can use 1/3 of pork or sausage. So you get a little bit more fat, and of course you get a little bit more savory. It's up to you, you know, but because there are different recipes. For instance, my mom used to make it this way, 100% beef. I like to put sometimes a little bit of pork, you know? But it's really up to you. You know, it's something that you tried one way and maybe next time you do it another way. You change the combination. So you see that we need to twist and turn frequently because we want all the meat is perfectly cooked.
And now the flavor is, and the scent of the beef is coming out from the casserole, is inspiring you, it tries to bring you in this journey in Emilia-Romagna. This is the region that we are coming today. The wine is coming from another region, is Latium. Like you stated, Marco, the ragù is a guideline usually. Then you personalize the percentage of pork and beef. Usually my grandmother, that she's living a little bit far from Bologna, she was using half and half. My mother, her daughter, she was reducing the quantity of pork and more beef. So then you get addicted at both because they are combining their own recipe and your memories goes to them, to your grandmother, to your mother, and eventually the other friends that are preparing for us, like Marco. So you will get addicted, hope soon, about this ragù that it comes from Marco recipe. And of course, it's an heritage, you know, Marco was getting from your mother.
My mother, and then grandmother, so it's a family tradition in our city. What Stefano was saying is that, again, you have to make it your way. Of course, there are the basic things that you cannot miss, as we said, celery, onions and carrots, this you must have. Of course, the quantity vary according to the quantity of beef. Normally, if I'm not wrong, it's around 100 grams each for a kilo, more or less, of beef. But again, don't be too into the mathematics, into the figures. You have to go by instinct, you know. This is the way of enjoying food. And this is how, you know, because, you know, Stefano and myself, we are traveling, you know. We are not professional chefs, we are salesmen, okay? So what we like to do, and especially,
I'm not salesman. I'm tasting.
Yeah,
I love to taste everything and try to understand.
What I like to do is, when I'm back from a trip, normally I fly back on Saturday, and the afternoon, I'm really tired, you know, and I take my time alone in the kitchen, and I'm, you know, music, glass of wine, and take time. And this helps me to relax. So for us is what we call slow cooking, you know. It takes time, but we look for the result at the end. So you see that we have the meat that is getting well cooked. I turn frequently because we want that every single piece of meat is well cooked. And when it will be well cooked, we will add some wine. So we are still a little bit on the raw side. We still don't have the sauce because we will later put on tomato. But now it's time, you know, to leave, you know, the meat to cook. Why we use wine? Is because we want to add more flavor to the meat. Of course, the alcohol will evaporate, the water inside the wine will evaporate, and we have additional flavor, and will help us to cook because we add some liquids to the beef. So normally we use to add, you know, glass of wine. Now we increase a little bit the fire because we want to evaporate all the alcohol. So now we get with the wine additional flavors. Then of course it will evaporate. We need to wait a little bit before adding the tomato. We need to reduce the liquids. interesting sauce, because you can eventually do different sauces, avoiding the tomatoes, make it what we call white sauce, adding more spices eventually. So there are different ways we can move after this. But again, we go back to the authentic Bolognese sauce. So next step is adding the tomato. We have thin cut tomatoes and like a puree of tomato that is more thin. I like to use both to give on one side a little bit more concentration. I can tell you that, trust me, the smell, the great flavor from the Wagyu beef is getting off now. So, it's time to add tomato. First of all, I add the thick chopped tomatoes. We get more concentration. And then we add the tomato sauce. This is a beautiful tomato sauce. This is the same one I use in Italy.
It's a colorful red. It's changing the color, not only the scent and the aroma, but also the color and consistency. Now it's more liquid. You have the ragù. Ragù works in this way. So it should be rich in ingredients, but as well liquid enough to melt and embrace the pasta.
So now you see it's very liquid. We need time to dry a little bit to get concentration, and because now we just added fresh tomato, so also the tomato need to be cooked, need to be integrated with other ingredients, need to lose water. This is what we need to achieve. So a very solid and creamy sauce.
Do you want to put garlic?
No.
Tell them that because sometimes in the sauce we are using garlic, but in the ragù,
no garlic.
no garlic.
Okay, now is waiting time. But we must be here. We must stay here to control that everything is smoothly. If it's start cooking, too high temperature, we need maybe to reduce. Normally, mid-fire is what we need, even a little bit lower. So now we are 5 level. I will go a little bit lower to the 4, and then we see. Because again, we don't have to cook too much, but we need to slowly cooking. And some salt. We use salt.
Himalaya.
I add some black pepper. I like. You see the spiciness comes out from the black pepper thanks to the hot temperature. And now we start, melting all together. So here, as I was saying, it's just a matter of waiting and taking care of our sauce. So no hurry. You see that it's boiling a little bit. So when it's boiling a little bit too much, maybe lower a little bit the temperature. I cannot leave him alone. My sauce is like a baby. You have to grow it, take care of him. Remember, it's slow, it takes time, but you have to try to keep, control if the saltiness is okay. Okay. I think that Italian and Vietnamese culture are really sharing a long history and a passion for food, passion for staying together, passion for friendship.
Yeah.
So we have a lot in common. So that's why we can inspire each other by different, cultural tradition.
3, 2, 1.
Yo, yo, Vietnam!